We love hip hop.
Yassin Bey, aka Most Def. Lord have mercy. Let's find this Most Def response. Let's go on YouTube and do it over here. Most Def Drake. Drake. Okay. Let's go to this.
Drake, if you
Actually, why would I even go there? I'll go on my own. Screw that. I'll go on my Instagram. Let's find the Yassin Bey Cop and Please. And I'm going to ask you guys a question in the poll just now. As far as what he should do about this. He being the boy, a.k.a. Aubrey Graham, a.k.a. Jersey Drake, a.k.a. the Sixth God. So, should Drake talk to Yassin Bey is the question that I asked here on the We Love Hip Hop page. Because apparently, Yassin had some things to say. Okay, so let's take a listen to what Most Def had to say.
To try to slander him or to clown on him. I have reached out to him. I have no response just yet, but you know, I'm not keen to talk about people.
Man called a most Def, aka the Blunt Thief. Yo, can I get a pull of your weed, bro?
Or to them through a screen. I prefer to talk to people directly. But I will say this. The young man is very talented. He's been able to be very successful with that talent. And I have no issue with his success or anything that he's been able to achieve as a result of his talent.
And this is from his Instagram live. The man barely uses Instagram and he decided, let me open up the Instagram and go live and respond.
I do feel that some of the criticism that he's received in the past has been mean-spirited and unfair.
Ooh.
So I don't want to participate in that. And if I was perceived to be harsh or mocking or taunting, that's not my intention.
Oh, that's me.
We love hip hop. We love hip hop.
Come across.
You know what? Let's go to academics. I think academics has the full thing. Let's go over there. Let's pull up the full Most Def Cop and Please. And then we'll examine why he did it. There we go.
I'd like you all to hear what it is that I have to say as it relates to some of the comments that I made about Drake. First of all, I don't hate anyone. My opinion is mine.
My opinion is mine.
In all states, as far as I'm aware. It was not an opportunity to try to slander him or to clown on him. I have reached out to him. I have no response just yet, but you know, I'm not keen to talk about people or to them through a screen. I prefer,
even though you're doing that right now, but keep going.
to talk to people directly. I'd like you all to hear what it is that I have to say as it relates to some of the comments that I made about Drake. First of all, I don't hate anyone. My opinion is mine.
Okay. All right. Let's get some more. Nobody has the full plea cop in. Let's do this. Let's do another search here. Because I'm sure somebody got the full thing. Most Drake wants to talk. We'll find it, gang. We'll find it. We'll find a full reply. Is this it right here? Okay, there we go. 2 minutes.
It was not want to participate in that. And if I was perceived to be harsh or mocking or taunting, that's not my intention. And Drake, if you're watching or if you come across,
We love hip hop.
that's not my intention, brother. I've never had no issue with you personally. I don't know you well enough to even have any sort of issue with you in that regard. Nonetheless, it's not sacrilegious to have a critique or an opinion.
Here it comes.
Of a public figure, particularly one of that magnitude in current modern culture.
I can have my opinion if I want to.
Asked, and I answered it as earnestly and as diplomatically as I possibly could.
Did you? Y'all remember the so many skews? It's like Target with an edge.
Forgive my Brooklyn.
Forgive my Brooklyn. So I guess his Brooklyn way of being, his Brooklyn swag, just, you know, the way that they can come off over there in New York City where, you know, we joke on each other. You know what I'm saying? Why you so sensitive? You're a huge public figure. Yeah, people pick on you a little bit, but it doesn't mean I'm not entitled to my opinion. Maybe you just didn't like the way that I said it. Forgive my Brooklyn. Or maybe that's just what I'm hearing. Okay? Now, let me ask you guys in the comments right here. Comment gang strong. Should Drake talk to Mos? Because he said he reached out. He reached out a couple times. He DM'd him, no response. Okay? You're saying that the man them can get a quicker response from Drake than you right now, Mos Def? That's cold. And also, what I want to know from y'all is, why did he do this? What sparked this? Was he getting mad, you know, hate mail? Was he getting comments from the Drake fans saying, yo, when we find you, my G? Where Toronto man's hitting him up in the DMs like, yo, you're a bohemian bucket, my guy. Don't come to the 6. You better be scared of the 6. Right? It was that happening? I'm literally speculating right now. I want to know. I have no idea what made Mos Def, who rarely uses social media, he doesn't like the internet. He doesn't like the way that, you know, things have changed. And a lot of us don't like that. But he's very adamant about, he doesn't like the way that social media, the way that streaming platforms, all these different things have taken over the music game, to the point where, like, you can't even find this podcast on a regular platform. The man has a podcast, him and Talib Kweli. Right? They're not, I think him, Talib Kweli, and Dave Chappelle. So he's very anti-establishment. To all of a sudden open up the phone and say, you know what? I got to go on Instagram Live and address this. What happened? What was going on? What's his DMs looking like? Why are we getting this? Let's see what y'all saying over here. When you build your whole career off being real and making real rap and then turn around and do this, it's kind of crazy. But I guess it's all crash out. All right, big salute to Raymond Reed. Big salute to Toronto Barbie. Hood Baller 9 says, I think it's the older head rappers hate on how much the younger head rappers make off the music, because most of them did not make money, and they thought they were going to the money that they thought they were going to earn. My bad. Most made money. He did like Dave Chappelle did. He rejected a lot of that money that he was supposed to make. Okay? Umi said was playing in a lot of places. I remember Umi said even being picked up for the World Cup one year as the theme song for the World Cup. So we're not going to act like Mos Def hasn't made millions of dollars off of hip hop music. Way more than his peers. I'll dare to say that with his short catalog, he's probably made more money from music than his brother Talib Kweli, who has way more albums. Umi says probably laps all of Talib Kweli's albums on his own, on that one song. So Mos has seen money. I don't think Mos is coming from that perspective of the bitter old heads that never seen the real cash. He's seen real cash in one lump sum, in royalty checks where he's like, God damn, they probably weren't as much as he was supposed to earn, which helped to push his anti-establishment agenda. However, he made money. So I don't think he's mad. I think listen, I'm not saying this from the crew, from the OVO crew themselves. I think his DMs are under pressure. I think that he never seen the energy that Toronto people can bring when they're riding for the top guy, for the guy who's putting Toronto on the map. He probably seen some DMs that he wasn't expecting. Now, I'm not talking about the average Drake fan, or we're not talking about some girl from Richmond Hill or Forest Hill who was like, hey, dude, I don't like what you said about Drake. I don't even think they're in the loop like that. I'm talking about demand them. Niggas with ski masks and balaclavas and whatnot, where, you know what I'm saying? Mans who just have a burner as their Avi. You know what I'm saying? The guys who come through with no Avi on their Instagram account and they talk the craziest to you. The man probably seen some things that he did not want to see when he went in the request section. Oh my God. Why are all these Toronto people so angry? What does Gurks you mean? What? Probably asking for mad translations. I'm gonna wipe your nose or what? Huh? Most that's not ready for all that kind of energy, bro. I don't even think he's on the grid like that to all of a sudden go back on Instagram. He made his little comments on the podcast that he made this, that he did. I don't think he expected Drizzy to respond. That's the thing too. From when he seen that Bohemian Bucket, Friday Ricky, who the hell is Friday Ricky Dread? What? What you mean? He's like, oh man, this guy brought up that story. We weren't supposed to talk about that anymore. And now, here he comes. Here we go. Here it is. All right. Comment is buried. I swear I freaking had that shit pinned to the top. Anywho, it's in here somewhere. Wait there. There we go. Bohemian Bucket. The man saw that and said, damn. He found a translation. What does bucket mean? He called me a crackhead? Hey, dude, can we talk it out, man? I didn't really mean it like skews, and I didn't mean target with an edge. I mean like a real edge. Like, I didn't even mean target. Like, what did those DMs look like? You know what I'm saying? Is he copping please in the DMs, or is he just like, yo, no disrespect, dog? I didn't really mean it like that, dog. You know, call off the dogs. Tell all them Toronto niggas to chill, bro. All right? The nigga still got to come back here. He probably just was like, damn. You Toronto niggas are angry. Y'all are hostile. Okay, all right, okay. I'll open my Instagram. How you go live again? God damn. You got Mos Def doing things that he's never done before. Is there something I missed in here?
I'm not keen to talk about people or to them through a screen. I prefer to talk to people directly.
Okay, we got that part.
Achieve as a result of his talent.
That's where I missed. Let's go here.
Anything that he's been able to achieve as a result of his talent. I do feel that some of the criticism that he's received in the past has been mean-spirited and unfair.
Okay, we got all that. We got all that. Well, listen, man. Salute to Mos Def. Maybe Drake will get together with him and do a collabo. Would y'all like that? A Drizzy Drake Mos Def collabo? Do we need that? Or does Drizzy just need to get into the booth and say, you know what? All right. Okay. Meg. Yassin. Who else is next? Who else I got at this? Right? Put his list of all the people that he's got to send his shots at and get back to this rap. You know what I'm saying? Hood Baller 9 says he still needs Toronto market for his podcast and other businesses. True. We are a big market. You can't just be like, well, I don't need them. You know, no disrespect to any of the other markets over here in Canada, but you can say, you know what? Niggas in Saskatchewan ain't messing with me. All right. Who cares? Right? But if Toronto, Montreal, and Vancouver ain't messing with you, bro, and if that happens all at once, ooh, yeah. Pick up the phone. Do something. But yeah, man, salute to Mos Def. Let's move on, man.
We love hip hop.